Hello, good afternoon. Today is 15th October 2020. Coronavirus and cruise situation video number 30. And this one is really to congratulate the UK government. Yes, British citizens should be proud of the Chamber of Commerce they have, the UK Chamber of Commerce. And as I mentioned in many videos before about associations, which I described ways to improve intrinsic value and to measure and to have rosters of candidates, like same as in Premier League. We have Guardiola also rosters in managers, and we have to rotate and increase the intrinsic value. The Chamber of Commerce has done the greatest, I think, miracle. It is very obvious how, being an island, sometimes I studied at the Hull University, and it is very different mentality if we are close to the sea, and how strategic it is for UK to have made this definition. Frontier worker is a seafarer. Therefore, the Brexit applications, the logistics of police and the immigration and the plane companies, and throughout the suppliers and the terms conditions of all the papers, this really does provide a solution to seafarers, and I do not know how much I thank then the British government and the British people. You should be proud to have a chamber of commerce like that. I have not seen this. Really, it is very emotional how to treat seafarers in a way that they are heroes. And from now on, they will have no problems in the UK borders, because everybody will treat them like frontier workers, which is what they are. They are the ones that provide 90% of the goods, the transport goods and services. Yes, very emotional to find out how this coronavirus it is helping us define criteria of frontier workers. I will never stop saying this, frontier workers, because this beautiful definition. Of course, I would have made it a little bit better, as well as you, probably, and we could have some fun debating how great it is, this success of the UK, and therefore it really has clarified now. If, for example, if I have a seafarer doing these PCR test or vaccines, who has priority, frontier worker or another worker? Well, please tell me. It's interesting, because I will be between two frontiers, or three or four, because when you go to the sea, sometimes there is no frontier, and therefore this definition has been really critical. It really got me out of the pitch. Yes, so very interesting idea. It's one of those ideas that you say, hey, yes, this is, thank you very much, British people, for defining seafarers that have been throughout history heroes, and now we're becoming to define these frontier workers. This is very strategical, essential definition, beautiful from Shakespeare to today. Still, the Brits invent, yes, and for the good, for the positive, always look into the sea, look into the horizon. It is so beautiful to see this, and well, hope that the other countries copy paste and do not start thinking, please, The Brits have thought enough. Just stop it. Don't think anymore. Please, just copy, paste. I would love to give you the link, but as I mentioned before, these videos are not for uh, documentation and everything to be so easily accessible. And if you want to learn, if you want to continue learning, I'm sure that you will do a great job. Okay, go ahead, you do it. And so I'm not going to put links on that. I think that you can go to Google and find out. And if you are interested, you will read. And if you are interested, you will talk about it. And if you're interested, sorry, you can write a comment so I can also learn. And if we are both interested, we can teach each other and continue from there. So the main thing is that the coronavirus and crew situation, we have to make this positive. It's 30 videos. Second positive thing of yesterday is that we are already making reliefs. Singapore has been, I think, also the first one to acknowledge this uh, uh, obligation to make crew reliefs. And I made videos of crew change and everything. And I also thanked, I made one video about Singapore Shipping Association, because I believe that whether it be UK or whether it be Singapore, I believe that my dear beloved system of teaching and learning in the UK is think, my friend. Come on, think, my friend. Tell me, communicate, and then we can both row a little bit faster. And I think this rowing is going on between now UK. Singapore was before. This definition of the UK has been, well, it's like playing a snooker and being against Rocketman, and yes, UK rocket definition. So now I believe it is Singapore's time to play, and it's nice to be a referee around and see and communicate, and try to learn how fast this thing is going. These definitions and these crew changes are critical. And Singapore was the first one. They even made a floating hotel and some things that some other countries are starting to cope now with for crew reliefs. And I am not really a medical practitioner. I cannot really explain much about this, but I can tell you that keeping the distance, like we all do, is critical in our business. Please be safe. Keep doing this because the numbers are going up, and we can keep ourselves risk free because this we work for seafarers, so ship owners too. Therefore, do we have this obligation? And well, of course, it is a self-imposed uh, ethics how we communicate ourselves to our sector in safety. And this time is better than ever to show how we are working, communicating, and also making this huge frontier definition. It really blew my hair away. Uh, I'm sure now Singapore will follow up what ideas I mentioned in the previous video about ship owners intrinsic, the PNIs, the hospitals. We can improve the families cover, and we can define what is the cover. This would be great. Yes, is it 5 surgeries in one day, or is it 5 surgeries or is it one surgery in 5 years, or is it how many visits of the doctor of the family members? And these definitions, I believe, we can get some minimax. First, we eliminate the risk, and then we can be comfortable in the opportunity cost for the area of competence of suppliers. We can evaluate in what levels they are, and then after that we can go like visum transfers, we can go like many other areas I mentioned in other videos. But this video is just to say thank you very much indeed, UK. I did study in the UK university, and one of the reasons it was because you taught me how to think and then how to communicate. Well, I was not really taught all that I should know, because I learned these frontier workers yesterday, and really you knocked me down. I will have to play pool now a little bit better. But anyway, the game is open for improvements, and if you all think that we can continue with more, it would be appreciated. I still ask the other countries that have not defined seafarers one way or another that crew changes are humanitarian. Seafarers have a length of contract, they give the word to the partners, to the family members, they want to follow up the family members. We might not complain about this, but we are very, very tight family members community, because we do not complain. Yes, enough complaints we get when we go home. Okay, Jose do this, Jose do that, Jose go here, Jose go there. So I don't have time for complaining. Enough pleasure it is to work with this community that then when I go home, it's like a brick wall that opens another area. And most of the maritime families are uh, uh, very much united, and so I believe it is respect, so that we must oblige to have this length of contracts, rosters, joining, disembarking. I know it is not easy for airline companies, doctors, for immigration, for police, for embassies, and I know that it is a bit hard, but I would appreciate very much that please you put priority like the United Kingdom has done with huge intelligence. It is really amazing, so positive that really I am shocked. This definition of frontier workers is massive for my point of view, because indeed, if we look at the risk of the health in this, it is always like not one country. It is not. They are in between two, three, four countries. So would they have priority as frontier workers? Well, if you ask my little brain, I would say, of course, just because UK said it was frontier workers, very obvious. And perhaps now Singapore can copy and improve this, because I am sure that in Asia also Singapore is surrounded, it's an island, and it is surrounded by sea, and I'm sure that they have a different point of view how to play snooker, and I'm sure that it would be a very nice competition that we would all love to watch this in the positive way to improve this. And one of the areas I mentioned is the suppliers. A lot of suppliers are in Singapore, and so we are also, Candina fleet is member of Singapore Shipping Association, and therefore I believe for the well-being of the seafarers that perhaps in Singapore is the area that we can uh, work better to evaluate the intrinsic value in the Singapore Shipping Association on behalf of seafarers, coronavirus situation, video 30, and perhaps video 31 is we got some kind of improvement in the health for seafarers, in the bank transfers. We got a declaration that there is so much intrinsic value improvement, and so that we continue. Thank you very much indeed for your time. Have a nice weekend. Bye.